How did it get so late so soon? It's night before it's afternoon. December is here before it's June. My goodness, how the time has flown. How did it get so late so soon? You know, happy September. Um, these words of Dr. Seuss, we know the most amazing children's poet, but it's applicable to us as adults. And it's just this great reminder of how much emphasis that scripture has placed on the times and the seasons. You know, I was sitting contemplating recently just how quickly things are changing, everywhere around the world. And in our part of the world, my part of the world, autumn begins in about 14 days, and Rosh Hashanah um, is only about 6 days away. So, no matter where you live or how you observe the times and the seasons, I think you may have been probably one of those people who've experienced some restlessness and wrestling this year. And probably from the very beginning. One minute you had a great plan for 2023, all written down, and all your goals written down. And the next minute, it just seems like you are scrambling every day to kind of like get to the next day. And we know as believers that, and Christ followers, that we have to stay awake and aware and armed spiritually for the inevitable battles in life. But we're also called to periods of rest as we journey on. And not everybody truly understands what resting means from a scriptural point of view. You know, as the seasons begin to turn, I think you sense and you feel this call to rest around this time of year. You can like see it in the trees, you can see it in nature. It's like there is a call that's greater than just sort of a natural seasonal thing. It's a greater voice speaking and calling to this time of rest. And so people engage in many things and still experience no rest. They adjust their sleep patterns, still no rest. They engage in very expensive self-care, still no rest. Indulge in all types of extravagance, still no rest. And they remain just kind of in this mode of restlessness and wrestling. And I think it's because many times there's no soul care. Without soul care, there can be no true rest. So, what does soul care look like to you in this season? There are many things that may not have worked in the past. There are things that you've probably tried this year. You've probably one of those people that's been on every self-care trend, and you are still restless and wrestling. Nothing's working. Because soul care is not some type of temporary feel-good fix. In Exodus 16, we see like God's children, having been rescued miraculously from enslavement, were restless and wrestling in the wilderness. Physically, they were free, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they were fraught to the point of constant complaining, like chronic grumbling, impatience, regret, rebellion, and of course, all that leads to disobedience. So, but even as they complained, even as they grumbled, our merciful God revealed himself to them and performed miracles. He was testing their faithfulness while they were in the wilderness. God wanted them to experience the rest of the holy Sabbath, despite their circumstances, as they saw it. This true rest required that they abide, that they remain, that they truly dwell in him, no matter what circumstances they were facing. How does that fit in with what you're dealing with today, with the season that you're experiencing right now? Are you experiencing true rest through it all? You know, when God commands us to cease striving, He's not just instructing us to stop strife with others, which we are commanded to do. Don't get involved in strife. Don't cause it. Don't, you know, get tangled up in strife. But what he's really commanding us to do is to still our own souls, to calm our own souls, to let our inner being come to rest, to pause our busyness. Because God knows this about us, that it is often our own restlessness that causes us to wrestle with others. Oftentimes, when we are not at peace with ourselves, we cause problems among others. And so our wrestling should never be with other people, with other things, because our wrestling really, the Bible tells us this, is with Satan and his agents of darkness. And for us to be effective in those battles, which are necessary battles, and we have to win them, we need true rest. So to be effective warriors, to be effective with the armor that God has given us to fight the battles that we will face because of Satan and his agenda, we actually have to be able to experience true rest. So like the children of Israel, we can only experience that true rest because of our relationship with God, right? Because of his relationship with us, because let's think about it. He chose us. And then we have to respond. We have to engage in a relationship with God. That's where true rest begins. And then rely on him. We have to have a reliance on him. And then we get our resilience through him. Jesus has given us the most amazing invitation to this true rest. And he says this in Matthew 11:28 and 29. I'm reading the Amplified Version. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden and overburdened, and I will cause you to rest. It says, I will ease and relieve and refresh your soul. Anybody willing to accept that invitation? And then he goes further. He says, take my yoke upon you and learn. It's a process. Learn of me. It says, I am gentle. I am meek. I am humble. I am lowly in heart. And you will find, not might find, you will find rest, relief, ease, refreshment, and recreation, and blessed quiet for your souls. Am I the only person in need of what is described here as blessed quiet? Am I the only one? I'm thinking probably not. So during this 9th hour, on this 9th day of the 9th month of 2023, I encourage you to rest in the one and only true God, who has ordained your days, all of your days ordained by him, and the only one who fulfills every plan for your life. What an incredible gift that he would ordain your days and fulfill the plans for your life. And all he says to you is, get in relationship with me, rely on me, and find your resilience in me. Trust him through the changing seasons. Rest, refresh, recover everything that you need, your strength, your confidence, everything that you need. Recover that in him. And then you can be strong and courageous through the changing seasons. So whatever you are doing on this day, take some time to think about the times and the seasons. Take some time to get out of restlessness and wrestling and strife. Seek the rest, seek the Sabbath, seek the Holy One, and I will see you next time. God bless you.